Good afternoon and welcome to Pemmy Baker TV's coverage of New Hampshire high school football. Today, beneath the clear skies in the energy-packed house here on the hillside, it's all about two undefeated teams preparing to showcase their talent, their heart, and hard-hitting action at Plymouth Regional High School. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Salzer alongside Mike Courier here on PBTV. So glad you could join us from Zulius Field. A fantastic Saturday getting ready for this big marquee matchup. Plymouth, always synonymous with tradition and toughness, enters today 2-0. They're led by junior quarterback in Kevin Sanborn and a ground attack that's racked up over 200 rushing yards per game in the first two games of the season. With explosive playmakers like Ben Valenti, Jolin, Legacy, and Cooper Mack, you've got a combined eye-popping numbers from last week. We'll get to those in just a moment, but this offense is loaded for another big performance in the home opener for the Bobcats here today. Mike, when you look at this Plymouth squad, what stands out to you about their approach so far this season?
Well, they've played to their strength, certainly, and I think the run game is their strength, but they've been able to kind of pepper in the passing game. And watching Sanborn this year, he's made great improvement from last year. He puts the ball where it needs to be put. He's had some great games already this season, the first two. The defense has got their work cut out for them today. This offensive Trinity's has got a quarterback who can run and throw and make things happen. So they've got their task cut out for them. But Plymouth, if they can play their game, and again, we always talk about whoever makes the fewest mistakes generally comes out on top. So we'll see what happens, but it'll be a good game today.
And you talk about the numbers from last week. With Sanborn, 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, named the NH Sports Page Player of the Week after the week's voting. So congratulations to the junior quarterback. He was 7 for 12 in passing, 192 yards, no interceptions. That's the big thing, is limiting the turnovers for Plymouth this season, Mike.
Yeah. And I think he also, I believe, he rushed for 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
And, you know, you've got a quarterback can do more than one thing, then you've got options. And, you know, Plymouth has faced that to the negative last year when quarterback was able to run for 98 yards for a touchdown. But hopefully Plymouth will take advantage of the run and the pass, because you got to mix it up.
Yeah, Sanborn, 8 carries, 46 yards with his 2 touchdowns as well. But today, Mike, football is much more than just what happens on the field. Plymouth community has rallied around, again, head coach Chris Sanborn's family as Sarah Sanborn continues her recovery. Her message to all of us is simple. Quote, "Thank you for all the love and support." Chief Hutchins also remains in our thoughts, recovering at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center, as well as Sarah. This support is unmistakable. The Parks crew painted Sarah's initials at midfield in Plymouth's red, white, and blue colors, and those of Chief Hutchins in the police department colors. It's a powerful reminder that this game, here and now, means much more beyond just the scoreboard here today, Mike.
Yeah. Well, the community, I mean, I've been here all my life pretty much, with a small hiatus in college and some years after that. But being involved in the community, it's just a great place to live, a great place to bring up kids. And it's amazing how people step up when it's needed, as they're doing right now.
Teams are getting ready, about a couple minutes left in warm-ups. We take a look at the other side of the field. Trinity brings in that championship drive as well, sitting also at 2-0 after that 42 points they put up last week at home against Kingswood in that 42-14 win. This is a team that's led by their dynamic quarterback in Ollie Service, who's young but explosive both in passing and running, and he has got to be kind of the biggest key to the puzzle for the Pioneers here today. What did you say so?
Yeah, I mean, that's a quarterback that can run and throw certainly adds a dimension that makes it more difficult to defend against. And from what I've researched on Ollie, he's a heck of an athlete, and he's going to be, if they can contain him, they'll have a much better day. Bobcats got the work cut out for him, though.
Plymouth, it's all about dominating the trenches, protecting the football, and springing their playmakers into space. Trinity will have to look to attack early and spread out that defense and use their speed to disrupt the Bobcats. Mike, do you believe the keys, what do you believe are the true keys to the game for both sides?
Well, again, it's, Plymouth generally plays a game of control, and if they can control things on the ground, chew up the clock, keep the other team off the field to make the big plays, I think that Trinity probably has more big play capabilities. Plymouth's not extremely fast this year. They're on a little bit on the slow side as a team, and team speed makes a big difference. So with Plymouth controlling the ball, the tempo of the game, and not letting the offense from Trinity onto the field is going to be key.
We look at Plymouth's offense a little bit more, and you've got to look at Cooper Legacy. 3 touchdowns last week, fantastic tackles on defense. He, along with Logan Marsh and Ben Valenti, have to be the trio that Plymouth really has to rely on here today. Or do you see them being more of a decoy against this Pioneer team that has so much depth?
No, I think those are the guys. Logan, I've liked him ever since he was a freshman. Great speed. He seems to have a good nose for the ball. No, I think that these guys have got to step up and play their game the way they can play it, and I think Plymouth will have a much better chance because of that.
So settle in. It's Plymouth versus Trinity. Blue Sky battle of undefeated teams here this Saturday afternoon. We'll step aside, take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be ready for the coin toss and national anthem. Kickoff moments away here on Pemmy Baker TV. So back on PBTV, we're going to send it over to Tony Torino, our public address announcer, as he gets set for the national anthem and the coin toss. Again, kickoff moments away here on PBTV.
The officials for today's game: referee Jason Patch, umpire Mike Parkin, head linesman Harry Hansen, line judge Bob Barbarese, and back judge Mark Gregorakis.
Captains making their way out to midfield. Again, Logan Marsh, Ben Valenti, Taylor Russo, and Logan Libby, your captains for the Bobcats this season. Good to see Logan Marsh back out there. Suffered a little bit of an injury last week on the road at Kennett. Was taken out for most of the game, so we'll see what his capacity will be this week, Mike. So we wait for the signal. I believe Trinity won the toss. We are on the opposite side of the field up in the library from where the camera is this season. So Plymouth did win the toss and will receive. So kind of changing it up from a classic New England style coach and wanting to get the ball rolling early.
Well, it's important they can set the tone from the beginning, hopefully. Get a good drive, go down, put some points on the board. See so many teams now that they defer, to get the ball in the second half. But even with Coach Linehan, he always took the ball. He says, I want that thing. I want to put it across the goal line first.
With that, we'll turn it over for our national anthem. Great job, as always, by the PRHS Pep Band under the direction of Will Gunn with our national anthem, as they'll also perform at halftime, as they traditionally do here at home. But going back to your point, Coach, looking at Plymouth, I like going for it and wanting that ball early because, especially in high school football, you want to take that wind out of the sail of your opponent as quick as possible. And that worked for Plymouth. Yes, they went 3 and out last week in the opening drive at Kennett. Always a tough place to play for the Bobcats. But immediately got a turnover after the punt, scored, and never looked back from there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can never tell how it's going to look coming in the second half. But, if you're a team that's got momentum going and you get the ball in the second half, that's one thing. But you just never know. And I think Plymouth has always wanted to kind of take the bull by the horns and go down there and make a statement right away. So, I mean, we'll just see how it works out. But I don't think any which way is wrong or right. I just think you make the most of what you got, and it comes out the way it comes out.
Plymouth in their home blue uniforms, white pants. We're going to go right to left across your screen. That's going to be difficult calling for us opposite this year for us, Coach. Trinity in their road white and red pants, getting ready to kick off.
I usually get my rights and lefts mixed up anyway, so I'll probably be right on the money today.
Alex Garant kicking it off here to the Bobcats. It'll go short, gathered up at about the 17-yard line. And Brody Russo, that is, tackled just past the 35. And good field position here, Coach, for the Bobcats to start the opening drive of the game.
The kick only went down to about the 19-yard line, so that kind of gave him a good start right off the bat.
Bobcats from the 36.
We'll see what Plymouth decides to come out in to start this home opener. Stone going to be the wide receiver, far side. Fullback handoff, Valenti gets into the secondary and up near the 45-yard line, close to the sticks for a first down. Good opening play.
That's a nice quick hitter. Valenti, with his size and speed, is he's going to be the guy they're going to have to key on. If they overcompensate for him, then hopefully it'll open things up for somebody else. But nice first play.
So again, due to some technical difficulties, our coverage is only on YouTube for PBTV here today and not on cable. We apologize for that. That'll be fixed for homecoming next week. Sanborn under center. Handoff Valenti left side. Gets hit right at the line of scrimmage, but gets enough for the first down and a couple more yards there.
Valenti on the carry.
Well, the line's doing their job right now. I'll tell you, ground chuck is okay.
Classic for Plymouth.
Prime USDA, we'll take it.
And that's what we've taught to the coaching staff over the course of the last few weeks here, is they've got to control that line of scrimmage, what they're saying. If they could control the line of scrimmage, control those trenches on both sides of the ball, it's going to give them the best chance to win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's where the game's won and lost.
Oh, looked like almost a false start, but a handoff there to Brody Russo, number 25. Gets about 7 on the carry.
Nice job. Again, the quick hitter. When you look at the way Trinity's lined up defensively, you can take advantage of those gaps, the 2 gap, the 1 gap. It's between center and guard and tackle.
Can you see the hillside on your screen this season? Thank you to Coach Mousoff. Running our camera with the team camera combination as we've done so far for the road games. Fallback handoff again, getting into the secondary is Valenti and then some. He's inside the 35 of the Pioneer territory and another Bobcat first down.
A little misdirection there, which worked out really well. The quarterback carried out his fake and took the 2 deep guys with him. that's always that's as
First
good as a
down,
block.
Bobcats.
Yeah, and Sanborn's not only composure and structure, but he's got a bigger size than he'd had his sophomore season, as you would expect growing in your high school career. And he's really been able to manipulate those type of plays from the line of scrimmage here in the first 2 weeks of the season. Fullback handoff again with Russo. Plymouth continuing to just march down the field.
Well, they're facing a 5-man front, and
Russo
center
on the
gets his
carry.
head on the right side of the nose guard, and the guard is already set up to be able to handle the tackle on the
Brought
inside.
down by
So that's
Datone.
the weak spot, unless you got a linebacker that can come and fill in. And thus far, they haven't been able to fill in very well.
2nd and 2 for Plymouth. At the 26-yard line. Solid opening drive here. Another handoff on the option. Walking through defenders are the Bobcats. Big hit in the secondary, and Ben Valenti gets another Bobcat first down.
Valenti on the carry.
Well, they had the quarterback in the backfield that time, which gave it a little different look, and it might make one think there was going to be a pass play of some sort. So
First down,
I think the
Bobcats.
formation helped the situation there.
So another Bobcat first down, marching deep into Pioneer territory. Sanborn will go back under center. Legacy's first touch of the game, shakes off one defender, still on his feet. And is he in? He is in for a Bobcat touchdown.
Touchdown, Bobcat.
That was a great run. He cut that ball up. Nice job with that. And, the linebackers
Touchdown
they're not in a
scored by number
52.
38, Cooper
They're in a
Legacy.
53. And they're giving up a lot of angles.
And that's exactly what we talked about at the top of the show here right before kickoff. Why Plymouth wanted the ball first, get out in front early on here in the opening drive. Stone ready for the extra point attempt. Oh, bobble on the snap. That one rolled back to Sanborn. Tried to do something out of nothing, but no good, and that's the best you could hope for right there.
Well, bad snap on that. No other way to say it. And unfortunately,
Extra
these
point
things
attempt is
can
no
come
good.
back to bite you. So hopefully he'll get on the sideline and work on some snaps a little bit in between and not have that happen again.
So 6-0 Bobcats here, 8:10 remaining first quarter. Exciting action so far, but now we get to see the Pioneers offense that was so strong, or has been so strong in the first 2 weeks of the season, Coach.
Well, I think they've got to put pressure on this quarterback to make him do things more quickly than he normally would. If you give him too much time, too much room, he's going to make things happen. And I sense that Trinity is going to be more of a big play team. So you've got to watch out for that stuff.
Yeah, and you got to also take into consideration this is the first game of the season here in Week 3 that Plymouth has faced an upperclassman starting quarterback. The first two, Milford was, I believe, a freshman or sophomore. Was a sophomore last week for Kennett. Now you're going up against a veteran senior who is really a two-way player.
Yeah.
Have your hands ready. Be ready. Here we go. Kick off.
Stone ready to kick it off. Little squib kick that goes short, and smart play by Trinity to fall on it.
Yeah.
As it was the likes of Alex Garand, who was also the kicker, recovering that one there, and great field position for the Pioneers.
Well, I think Plymouth did not want to kick it deep to let them have a chance to run it back. I'm not sure that they wanted to go that short. The pooch kick probably would have worked a little bit better, but that one kind of hit. And we've got a straight-on kicker, so usually we've seen soccer style, and we don't have that this year.
So Trinity to the line of scrimmage. They're going to work in the shotgun to start here. Repo in motion. And Plymouth not fooling for the misdirection. Service tried to run with it to the right side on the near side of your screen. It got swallowed up for a loss of a couple.
I think that was that
Brought down
Eli?
by Taylor Russo.
Believe
on the line of
so.
scrimmage.
You're saying
Great play on that. Of course, they came right out with the quarterback with the fake, and they were going to run the ball to the right, but Plymouth was not fooled by that whatsoever. I'm sure Coach Lamb had them looking at that play all week long.
Film was definitely interesting on Monday for sure. The biggest issues for Plymouth last week was their corners and safeties, especially on deep balls. We'll see what the defense has done here to fix that this past week. Service going to roll out to the far side, his left, try to cut up and run. It has nowhere to go. Great hustle. Sarkam Magoon in there, number 54. Well, with a couple of other Bobcats.
Had good coverage in the flats on this side, too. He was looking for that guy, and the guy made his fake, but Plymouth guy stayed right with him.
3rd and 8, just shy of midfield. Plymouth would love a 3-and-out stop here defensively. And you can tell that it's a really big game here early on, Coach, because it's not only us, but Friday Night Lights is here, NH Sports Page is here, all covering this game today.
Well, we may be looking at option here. We got the eye. No, he's dropping back.
Service going to throw deep into empty areas of the field, and Plymouth going to force a punt here.
He overthrew Connor Bishop, who was captain and a senior, and there were all kinds of blue shirts around him. So even if it had been thrown to him, I think somebody might have gotten a hand in there or maybe picked it off. So.
Well, with that, Valenti and Brody Russo back to receive the punt. It's 4th and 8 from the 49-yard line. This one punted away by Bishop. And Plymouth going to let it roll out of bounds. Good punt. Drops out at about the 23-yard line.
Plymouth wisely stayed right away from the ball, let it go its way. Last week with Plymouth State, I saw the deep back try to make a shoestring grab, which turned into a fumble and a touchdown against them. So you got to be smart when you're back there receiving. If you can't get it clean, don't do the iffy stuff. And Plymouth was well coached there to not do that.
Yeah, hats off to Plymouth State. That come from behind win in overtime. The Hail Mary with a touchdown with 1 second to go on the clock in the fourth quarter. Then going for it with a 2-point conversion attempt in essentially that rebuttal situation in the first overtime. A gutsy call, but worked out well for Plymouth State there.
Yeah. Well, I was there for that, and I'll tell you, Coach Castonia made some key calls and some key situations to make that happen during the course of the game. It was a well-coached game, and Plymouth struggled a little with their secondary, but the offense came through, and it was a great game to watch.
So 1st and 10, Plymouth.
He's back in the shotgun.
Hand off to the far side. Valenti on a little bit of a sweep there. Maybe gets a couple. We'll fix our clock for you here. Bishop in on the tackle. Again, one of those three-way players really with special teams for Trinity. Will give Valenti a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, that was Connor Bishop on the outside linebacker. He did a great job on that. He kept it contained and then grabbed Valenti as he came his way.
Russo going to try to turn the edge, cut back upfield, and the Pioneers were there in coverage, and maybe a loss of 1.
And again, Bishop made the play. He was able to keep him off his body and go out, and they had to turn it up, and he got around him. I honestly think that going wide against this team is not going to be the way to go. I think straight ahead is probably going to be better, as the first drive showed. So we'll see what happens. Coach does a great job. He'll make the adjustments.
So just like that, 3rd and 10 for Plymouth. Here, just under 5 minutes and counting to go. Opening quarter, Bobcats leading 6-0.
Watch the wheel! Watch the wheel from 38! Watch the wheel from 38!
Russo in motion. Sanborn dropping back to throw. Finds Legacy wide open at the 40.
Wide open. That was a great call, and it was a great pass. Nice and soft and easy out in the flat. There was absolutely nobody covering him. That's their flood pass. It did a nice job on that.
So 1st and 10 Bobcats. at their own, I'll say 41-yard line.
And this is what Plymouth needs to do, is utilize that pass to kind of keep things off balance.
Stone, the wide receiver on the far side of the field. Handoff fullback here to Valenti. Stiff arms one defender and drags another for another Bobcat first down.
And again, they're straight ahead. They went to the left between the center and guard on the left-hand side. It was a quick hit. You got Valenti, who's got the size and the speed. Even worst case scenario, he's probably going to pick up 3 or 4 yards.
So Plymouth back in Pioneer territory in their second straight drive. 4 minutes exactly and ticking away, opening quarter. See what the Bobcats can draw up here. Let's see what Trinity can do to try to stop this running game. Again, this one's going to Russo. Russo runs into his own teammate, still on his feet across the 30 and tackled at the 25-yard line.
It was a heck of a run, and if you notice, he put both hands around that football when he was getting tackled at the end. So that's smart by that kid.
Bobcats going no huddle here, trying to keep Trinity off balance, and Trinity's going to call a timeout to slow things down.
Trinity.
Plymouth certainly has turned the momentum here, and I love that hurry up that they were trying to do. And we've got a couple of fans waving to us, Dan, down there. I don't know. Maybe they're
looking for somebody else.
Oh, they're looking for...
We'll say it's for us, of course. We'll wave to everybody.
There's a baby on the other side over there. I think that's who they were waving to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it totally is. It's not us. No one's going to wave to us, Coach. Why would they? When there's a baby and then there's us, no match. Ken, join us next week. Homecoming week for the Bobcats. Games all week long here at the high school. Volleyball home on Monday. Boys soccer on Tuesday. We won't have coverage of that for you. Field hockey, after a strong start to the season so far, we will have coverage and tape delay coverage of their game on Thursday. Girls soccer will be live here on PBTV on Friday. And the football homecoming game on Saturday, 1 p.m. against Kingswood. Back out of the timeout by Trinity. 1st and 10 Bobcats.
Looking at double tights.
Handoff, and Ciotti this time drops the shoulder, bounces off his defender, and gains 11 yards. Whew.
Ciotti, isn't that the third one in the chain of Ciotti boys? They've all been great football players for Plymouth and wrestlers as well.
I've known their dad for a long time. He's on the board here. He works at Newfound Regional High School with IT. And I was like, is there anyone else coming from the family? He's like, that's it. Dom's the last one.
Okay, they're straight ahead with Brody Rousseau for probably another 6 yards. We're looking at 2nd and 4. And Plymouth's just going with a hurry-up offense. They're not going to give Trinity time to really set up.
Not even breathe. Handoff here. Ciotti again. And it'll be just shy of the goal line. His knee was down.
And Plymouth jumping back up. I love this.
Ciotti,
hurry up. Don't give them a chance to recollect.
So 1st and goal here. And Plymouth in. Cooper Max thinking it is, and it is. Another Bobcat touchdown.
I think that was the Bobcat version of the
tush push. Yep, that happened a few times already.
I watched Sanborn drop back, and then he saw the thing piling up, and he ran in the back with him. So nice job by the quarterback.
So with that, a 12-0 Plymouth lead as they go for the extra point attempt, and we'll see if the snap is a little bit better this time around.
I have a feeling there was a little bit of pressure put on somebody to make sure he does the right thing here, so we'll get the good snap this time, hopefully. There we go.
Right on cue, good snap.
Nice snap, ball's up, and it looks like it's good.
It is, so Stone gets the kick up and through a 13-0 Bobcat lead. We'll step aside and be back in just a moment here on Pemmy Baker TV. Ready for the kickoff. Bobcats will kick it off. Right to left across your screen. Service is back to receive the kick, as well as the likes of Durepo. And this one will go to David Duepo, just outside the 20, trying to dance and find a hole when Plymouth swarms him at the 30, and that's where Trinity will start their next drive.
Well, I think it's wise to not kick that ball
Free
deep.
throw on the return.
They're starting out on the 31. Better job on the kick for sure.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, unless you practice that a lot, it's not as easily as said and done.
No, that's definitely played. We've seen with Bryson Stone the way he's been kicking this year. He's drilled one through the end zone already, which caught me completely off guard. I believe that was at Milford. He has a leg, so that was designed to drop in front of the returners. Duepo with a handoff on the jet sweep, going to the near side. Runs off a couple of Bobcats. Poor tackling, but there is Legacy to rope him up and tackle him. A gain of about 3 on the carry.
The wide guy did a great job containing that. You had
Brought down by
Duepo coming around hard, but it was so strung out that it gave everybody time to collect and chase, and they stopped him for a small gain.
Yeah, they give him 5 yards on
3-5.
that.
Okay.
So they'll put him at the 36. 3 wide receivers set. Duepo in motion. Service will keep it and runs into a wall at the line of scrimmage. Forward progress will give him 2 yards.
On the keeper.
They can stop him at the line of scrimmage like they just did. That's,
Brought down by
they've got
Syrian.
team speed over Plymouth, and the wide stuff may be more successful. Plymouth right now is really playing to stop that. And quarterback's just dying to bust through there.
Maleth, the tight end, checks out. So they're bringing some size into the line here on that near side, that right side of the line for Trinity. Service under center. Pitch back. Here is ran down the far sideline and tackled out of bounds at the Bobcat 42, and a big play there for Trinity, their biggest of the afternoon. Again, some poor tackling on the first initial contact.
54, Alex Garand.
Garand, yeah.
I don't have any numbers on his size or anything, but he normally plays tackle and linebacker.
Also kickoff man here and the kicker for the team this season.
Plymouth wasn't able to kind of get through to the outside to turn that in, so that's what they've got to watch out for. That's where they're going to get beat.
First time Trinity's in Bobcat territory. Grand there again across the 40. We'll give him about 3 yards on the carry. Final minute here in the opening quarter. Bobcats leading 13-0.
My sense is this is not a team you can go to sleep on because they've got the ability to score quick. And you don't ever want to, you want to keep your foot on the throat as long as you can because you can't let them up.
Now, with some of the scores we've seen this season around Division II, Durant here on the pitch out option, gets into the secondary, spins past a defender, and is tackled for a Pioneer first down.
There's a great block on Plymouth's defensive end. They turned him in, and it gave the guy nothing but green grass.
So change will reset. Clock should stay stopped.
And I'm
with the
sure
play out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Lamb is going to think of some adjustments here to prevent this from going any further.
Trinity hustling to the line of scrimmage at the Bobcat 24. Service, quarterback, keeper, going to actually throw it down and out of bounds, intended for the likes of Duepo again, number 2.
I think he was pointing like there was some kind of interference, but the ball was out of bounds. He didn't even throw it near him. It's tough right-handed quarterback rolling to your left and trying to throw. You got to get your feet set. You got to turn your shoulders square up and throw that ball. And he didn't do a very good job of it that time. But there was good coverage as well. And he's leaving himself one receiver, so he doesn't even have an outlet other than that. So he's almost better off trying to run if he can.
See what happens here. 2nd and 10. Clock stop, 19 seconds. Service going to throw over the middle, and did Dwepo catch that? He did.
It was a heck of a catch.
Heck of a catch with pressure all over his back.
It was a very good defensive play on that.
That's the best you could do without getting a flag on the play. Bring up an 8-yard catch. And also the end of the first quarter. So at the end of one, it's Plymouth 13, Trinity 0. We'll be back for more action here at Zulius Field on Pemmy Baker TV in just a moment. Back here for the start of the second quarter. 3rd and 2 situation for the Pioneers here. Fullback handoff and hit right away, but forward progress should be enough for the Sticks.
Detoned on the carry.
They're going to mark this one, it looks like.
It's going to be close.
This is be real close.
Oh, he got
They
it.
do give it to him.
Okay.
Trying to take a look around Division II. A lot of games last night. Manchester West getting that 41-13 win at home over Conval. Milford getting their first win of the season, 20-8 at home against Hollis Brookline. Hanover falling to Pelham 55-7 on the road. Another carry here, gain of 10 for the Pioneers.
Durand on the carry.
Well, it's like they're opening things up a little bit,
Brought down by Valenti.
spreading Plymouth's defensive line.
Markham just shy, 2nd and 1 here. Again, pulling double duty. No production for us here today, except ourselves here, Coach. Sander, we wish you the best. Get healthy soon, buddy. We miss you here at the games. Handoff, Gerard again trying to use his muscle through. We'll see if they spot this near the 5.
Durand on the carry.
An official timeout for a Pioneer player down.
Brought down by Matt Wally.
And it is Gerard itself, I believe.
Well, again, they tried to pound that up the middle. I really think their success is going to be if they go with the ball a little bit more outside, tackling out, because they've got the speed. But that's okay. We want them to stay between the tackles because Plymouth stop them.
With his holding him. Again, 2 straight running plays here for no gain. It's listed at 3rd and 1 at the 5. But you're losing a big player right now of Garand if he cannot return, as he's being tended to by the training staff for both sides right now.
Well, he's been kind of the turning factor here with him and running the football. He's been going inside and outside. He's been doing a great job. And, it seems like if you're bringing a guy who plays in the line and linebacker and putting him as your running back, I mean, says something for maybe a lack of depth in the running back area. He's certainly one tough kid.
And he's back up, walking off gingerly, though, but under his own power, which is always a great sign to see.
It looks like there's a little limp, so we may have an ankle.
Well, either way,
He's picking it up a little bit now.
yeah, football players are tough. They're tougher than me. That's why I'm up here.
I'm up here because I'm just too damn old.
I'll blame it because we're in shade. We'll go with that. But 3rd and 1 for Trinity now. Deep in the red zone of the Bobcats, trying to get on the scoreboard here. Service will go under center. Pitch out. And try to find Mouth, I believe, number 4.
Nice job by Plymouth. They had somebody in very quickly to make him cut up sooner than he wanted to. And Plymouth did a nice job stopping him on that.
It was indeed. So a loss of 1 on the play, and it's 4th and 2.
They'll be going for it. I don't see.
Oh, yeah, you've got to.
With what we've seen from kicking, I don't think they're going to take 3. And I think you're going to look at the quarterback here. Is going to roll out and either throw the ball or tuck it and run. Or they'll run the option. They could run the option.
Durepo out far right side. Service looking to throw in that direction. Has it open in the end zone. Great defense with the hands getting up in the way to knock that one down.
That was pure luck for Plymouth
Met
because
Wally there, number 85. Woo!
he was so alone. He was probably depressed. Nobody liked him.
First
But I'll
down,
tell you,
Bobcats.
wide open. Quarterback got a little bit of pressure, had to come back out again, threw the ball, and Marsh doing the smart thing, putting those hands up, probably watching the receiver's face, was able to knock
Pass
it down.
broken up
So
by
a
Wally.
heck of a break for Plymouth, and hopefully now they can move the ball down the field, put another score on the board.
But Amitai met Wally there, reading the receiver as well. He didn't turn his head, but he had a far enough gap where it wasn't going to be a defensive passing interference. When he saw his hands getting ready to receive the catch, he threw his hand straight up, and it bounced off his forearm. Fantastic play, as we're being harassed up here in the library for sure. Handoff. Here is Ben Valenti on the near side. It'll be enough for a Bobcat first down again. 9:29 to go. I know my table's
Brought
messing
down
up
by
here,
Murphy.
Coach.
No, that's okay. That's all right. I put a shout out to my wife, who's an injured reserve. She had a knee replacement yesterday, or actually Wednesday, and I've been nursemaiding, but she gave me a little release time.
Yeah,
so I
she let
come
you
to
get
the
out a
game.
little bit.
She's my biggest supporter for me to do this sort of thing, which I enjoy.
Sanborn, handoff, fullback, handoff to Russo, who gets dropped. And that's not easy to pick up any Russo brother like that and slam him down. But
Well, as long as you're picking them up and slamming them down after 10 yards or 9 yards, we'll take it.
yeah, we'll take it. It is a gain of 9, 2nd and 1 here for Plymouth.
He was brought down.
But you notice that was the first guy through. He went through the center guard gap and off to the races. So Plymouth staying with what's working.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Marsh in motion, his first snap of the game. And it's Valenti spinning off tackle, still on his feet. And across the 40, and a big play there of about 25 yards for the Bobcats.
It was a great misdirection. They had the motion man come through, quarterback fakes there, turns and hands off to
Brought down by
the
Murphy.
fullback. Great play, great call.
First down, Bobcats.
Plymouth continuing to control the ground game here this season. Got no live stats in high school, but have averaged 200 yards rushing per game in the first 2 games of the year. Handoff, Ciotti. Trucking forward and then some. Dragging both teams on his back. Still going across the 30 of Trinity and tackled at the 27.
Oh, the push.
Tom
Perfection.
Ciotti, my goodness.
Man, it looked like a scrum. I thought it was a rugby
I know,
game
I
for
thought
a
about
minute.
that for a
was
second, too.
Great play, great determination. And that Plymouth offensive line is playing a heck of a game.
Shout out to the coaching staff for their solid efforts of always able to get the team ready.
Well, and
Quick handoff
he's
here.
gone to the hurry-up offense here, too, and I think that, tempo-wise, it's going to force Trinity to call a timeout or regroup, or they're just going to be on their heels here.
Another play here is,
Number 28, there's
here we
Taylor
go.
Rousseau
There's
again.
Taylor Russo this time. And another Bobcat first down. It's 1st and goal at the 9.
And they're just calling the same plays, pounding the ball at the same place. But the offensive left side of the line is doing a heck of a job. Normally you'll see your right-hand side. Most people are right-handed, so you see a little bit stronger on the right-hand side. But this right-hand side for Trinity right now is on skates.
Hopefully this energy right here is for the Bobcats, hoping Alex and Sarah are able to watch here today. And just like that, we got whistles. And Plymouth called for delay of game here. So clock management, little issue on this play. First flag of the game from either side.
I was going to mention that, but I'm glad they did it before it was mentioned because they didn't want to put a hex on it.
That's what I'm good at, I've been told. Commentators curse. real solid at that. Still first and goal. This time backed up at the 13-yard line. Handoff right side. Russo still dragging a couple of bodies. Gets to about the 5-yard line of Trinity. .6:22 and counting. 13-0 Bobcat lead here in their home opener, week 3 of the 2025 campaign. Fullback handoff. Ciotti dropping the shoulder, and it takes 5 Trinity players to tackle him. They'll give him forward progress down to about the 1.
Ciotti on the carry.
Yeah, and they ran that weak side.
So you see Ciotti and Legacy come out. So you would expect a running play here from the goal line.
Well, you know, quarterback sneak on first down's not a bad thing.
And timeout called by Plymouth.
Smart. Smart. If things are a little bit squirrely, you got to settle it down. And right now they're in a great situation where they could go up by 20 points. And you might as well take the time you've got. There's only 5.5 minutes left in the first half, so you've got, you know, they have their timeouts.
Look, Coach, looking at things so far, what's really surprised you about this game from both sides?
There have been no mistakes. You talk about penalties. There was that one penalty. There's been no penalties on either side. But Plymouth hasn't made any mistakes. I haven't seen any, you know, there's been no sacks. There's been nothing. You know, Plymouth, I don't think, has any negative yards whatsoever. And the Plymouth kids are just following their usual, and it works.
Yeah, again, just doing your job. That consistency at the line of scrimmage is what gets you football wins, and it's showing once again so far here in the first half. Back out of the timeout, 3rd and goal, Bobcats from the goal line. Quarterback keeper Sanborn will get the Bobcats on the board. Coach, you called it.
Who called that? I didn't.
But
No.
I usually use it against me, but blind squirrels right every once in a while.
Well, that was a good call. You know, first down, they've been going every which way. Sanborn hadn't called his number yet. He's a tall, good-sized kid. Good forward lean on that, and nice job done by the Bobcats offensive line. Their offensive center is really quick to get up there. He looks like he's in great shape, and he's doing a nice job as well.
Tough on the snap, and that one deflects off a helmet, and 2 bad snaps. Nothing Sanborn could do. He tried to gather it up. It was at his foot. And then Stone was just waiting for it, but there was 2 Trinity players just standing there waiting for him to try to kick it.
Yeah, there'd be some special teams work next week on that snap. That's something that you need to practice a lot because it's not an easy thing to do.
There's been a couple of mistakes this season, but nothing like this at the moment. But again, we're nitpicking on what the issues that Plymouth has had today. I mean, they're up 19-0, 5:32 to go here, left in the home opener in week 3, and everything's looking good for Plymouth. Trinity, can they start getting deep and putting that secondary of Plymouth under pressure?
Well, that's what they're going to need to do. If they on this drive, if they're able to put one up, big play or whatever, it starts to change momentum a little bit. And right now, Plymouth needs to just keep them contained. Don't let them get behind you.
Plymouth coming out to kick it away here.
And now they're all playing up at the 20-yard line. So if he can put it in the end zone.
There's a little bit into the breeze for him right now. Looking at the American flag, kind of blowing around now towards Katchak. And we're going to kind of squib kick it out of bounds. Please stay in, and there's the flag. So we're going to do commentator's curse, or we can now see flags. Is that on me? Do I have to apologize to the team once again?
No.
So an illegal kick, illegal procedures. It's kicked out of bounds.
I think there's a 5-yard penalty on top of that, isn't there?
Well, because it's already past the 35, it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, otherwise anything deeper it gets set at the 35, on 40 in the pros, but 35 in high school and college. It'll put Trinity, again, second best field position to start a drive. They're at their own 43-yard line. They're 5:32 to go, second quarter. Malith, wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Quarterback keeper with service. He's tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. And it is the likes of the captain and Taylor Russo with a shoestring tackle, number 28, to stop that play. Give him a loss of, well, they'll give him no gain.
Not sure why he wants to run up inside the tackles. They've been stuffing him all day long.
Service in the shotgun this time. Going to air it out. Throw out to the near side. Finds his intended target as Durepo is wrapped up hard on the near sideline. Good coverage by Cam Maguna, I believe, number 54.
It was a good one-on-one tackle out there.
Bring up 3rd and 5. Service going to air it out. Got hit. Trying to find his receiver. Just overthrew David Durepo on the near sideline.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking at some of the other receivers. There was some shorter guys that were wide open. So not sure why they want to go for all the gusto right now. They ought to set up some kind of a rhythm. But, hey, that's them. I hope that no one's listening so they make any changes.
But it's 4th and 5 near midfield. Trinity going to go for it here. Maybe try to draw an offside call.
They're still going to, it looks like it's a little more than 5. They may not even make it with that.
And a timeout called by the Bobcats.
Timeout, Bobcat.
And that leaves Plymouth with 1. Yes, you've got your 19-point lead, but I like that. Settle your players down. Don't allow them to jump. And
well, I'm sure that Lammy's out there making sure they're lined up where they need to be lined up for the offense they're facing.
He looked a little bit animated coming into that huddle here to the timeout.
Can never say enough about Coach Sanborn and the coaching staff. Lamb does a great job with the defense. Coach Sanborn has proven himself pretty significantly in the last 10 years of his career as a head coach. And I know a lot of the assistant coaches are guys that have played, they understand the system, and they just do a great job. And he's got plenty of them, which is great.
Yeah, Tom Lamb retiring as a teacher from Plymouth this past year, still with the coaching, enjoying retirement with his wife, Kim. Get back underway here to the timeout. 4th down, Trinity, near midfield. Service, going to throw out the far side. Flat, falls incomplete, and a turnover on down for the second time today.
Now, he overthrew that because there was some good pressure, but also he was completely, Ciotti had him covered like a blanket. If he had caught that ball, he would have caught it off balance, and Ciotti probably would have taken it down. But now Plymouth just can push this thing down in 4 minutes and put another 6 or 7 on the board. We'll be good to go.
So Plymouth will take over at the Trinity 48-yard line. Sanborn under center. Pressure coming from the Pioneers. Handoff to Valenti across the 40 and near the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it. And they will give them a gain of 10 and another Bobcat first down run.
I'm hearing a faint sound in the distance. It's like chugga, 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 chugga.
Is the train coming?
I'll tell you.
It is getting to fall, so I'm waiting to hear the train whistle from downtown. I'll give you that.
Right now, this Plymouth train is chugging along pretty good. And they're playing a safe game. They're playing a straight-ahead game. They're controlling the line of scrimmage like you referred to earlier, which is so important. And the boys are doing a nice job.
Bargwin lined up top of your screen. Handoff. Russo. Brody Russo, that is. And
first down.
Still yards after contact, a gain of 11 or 12. And a second straight drive or play with a first down.
You know, the thing I'm watching about the running backs is they have good forward lean so that when they get tackled, they're not getting pushed back. And
speaking of that, it's Valenti falling forward for a gain of 8.
they put a quick one on it.
They are.
Coach.
They're not messing around. Again, anything inside the 30, they're going no huddle, it looks like.
Yeah. And Coach will probably give them 2 plays right now. So they'll go one after the other. But 2-minute offense, you know, generally what you do is you do give them like 2 plays at a time.
Timeout called by Trinity, their second timeout. We'll step aside, 3:14 to go here in the second quarter. It's Plymouth 19, Trinity 0 on Pemmy Baker TV. Back here to the timeout by Trinity. 2nd and 2, Bobcats inside the red zone. Handoff. Valenti almost untouched, in for another Plymouth touchdown.
They put in the speed sweep formation for the first time in the game, and with that motion from would have been your left to right, Valenti had a hole big enough that I'm not sure. I think my grandmother could probably have gone through that herself. But Valenti actually hesitated a little bit in the gap to take a sidestep, but he was untouched otherwise. Nice job. Great play call.
So Plymouth going to go for the 2-point conversion, I expect, because of the difficulties with the kicking game here today. Sanborn, handoff. Ben Valenti is going to be stuffed. Good protection there from the likes of Dominic Tatone, the senior. And it's a 25-0 Bobcat lead at home with 3:07 to go here in the second quarter.
Well, it's been all Bobcats so far. A little surprised.
I'm very surprised by that, Coach. The way Trinity has been playing, their depth of their offense the first 2 weeks of the season. But again, this coaching staff, you got to give complete credit.
Yeah. There's been good pressure put on the quarterback. The defensive line and the linebackers are doing, inside guys are doing a nice job putting pressure on the quarterback. He's thrown the ball not very well today. He's overthrown a lot of his passes, and that's a sign of being able to, rushing and not getting your time to set up.
Also, shout out to the Bobcat cheerleaders rooting on Plymouth as they do every home game. Told them I would give them a shout out. We don't have the other camera. We want to get you on screen, but we're limited on staff. So just got to give you guys a shout out today. We'll get you guys on camera next week. But glad they are continuing to support, as they always do, here for home games. Set for the kickoff. This one is going to go deep, and Trinity is going to gather it up inside their own 5. Durepo going to go to the near side, try to turn the edge, still inbound, dancing along the sideline, and is finally tackled at about the 35. A lot from nothing there for the Pioneers, and that might spark their sideline up a little bit more.
Well, that's why you picked it up on the 4-yard line, and you're giving him a little bit of time and room to run the football.
But the biggest thing, though, is that he was running towards his end zone, too. That's what makes it more impressive for me.
Yeah.
Here come the Pioneers, starting at their own 34. Mouth in motion. Handoff. Plymouth already there with contact in the backfield. Cooper Legacy, as you hear, in on the tackle. And it just doesn't look, Coach, like Plymouth has been fooled on anything at the line of scrimmage defensively here today.
No. And, Lammy's tried to jump them a couple times with his formation, but hasn't drawn anybody offside yet. So
throw out to the far side. caught up there by Bishop. Still on his feet, cuts upfield across the 50, inside Bobcat territory, and tackled at the 35.
This is the kind of stuff that Plymouth's got to watch
Service
out
complete to
for,
Bishop.
because this is where Trinity will get its opportunity. It would have been good to stop him on that right now, but they didn't, so you can't give that quarterback too much time. I'm surprised he's not rolling out more and just like deciding whether to throw or run, but
29-yard play, if my math is correct, there for the Pioneers. 1st and 10 in Bobcat territory. Service will bring Duepo in motion. Handoff to him. Has some blockers out in front, getting towards the sideline, and is absolutely dropped by Russo.
Brody did a nice job fighting off the block and forcing him out of
on the carry.
bounds. Good, nice play on that.
Pushed out of bounds by Brody Russo.
So they'll give him, let's see where they mark it, gain of 3.
Yeah.
So second and 7 now. But yeah, he's like, Russo just slipped off his player and just kind of popped up out of nowhere for that tackle. Maleth again coming inside. Quarterback keeper all the way. Service has some blockers in the secondary. Gets enough to the sticks for a Pioneer first down. And a lot of collision. It looks like there's a player down.
Holding Pioneers.
They motioned Malith. I didn't stutter. That's what I'll get down here for a name. He's a junior tight end, but they've got him set out. He came in, and what he does is he sets up there so he can block anybody trying to pursue, and it gives the quarterback a little more room outside to go.
But there is a holding penalty. This will bring it back against Trinity.
Holding penalties are a sign that the defense is putting a lot of pressure on them. And kids, try to recoup a missed block or whatever that it costs them.
So now Trinity at the Bobcat 43-yard line. Oh, confusion on the snap. Service just going to air it out, making something out of nothing. It avoids the intentional grounding, but that could have been absolutely disastrous for Trinity.
That snap came back. Nobody was ready for it, unfortunately, and for Trinity. And he did a great job getting rid of that football.
And that was on his shoulder pad. He was looking the wrong way when that was snapped.
Well, he was able to scoop it up, too, which is, if he hadn't been able to scoop it up, he would have been sacked for sure, or fumbled.
So 3rd and long now, Pioneers. Whoa! Service able to stay on his feet and is sacked for a massive loss. He got tripped up. Jacob Bean, number 26. Service, was that over Bishop's leg? Or somebody's leg? Service a little shaken up, but his ankle got tripped up there.
Well, let me just say this, and for a lack of being corny, he just got beamed.
He did. And that's unfortunate. Just misplacement there in the backfield as Plymouth will take their 3rd and final timeout to stop the clock with 13 seconds here in the first half on a 4th and a mile.
I used to say a 4th and a bus ride.
It feels like it right now.
Well, Trinity has just made an awful lot of mistakes. You just don't know. I mean, they've got some great athletes out there, that's for sure, but they just haven't put it together today. And don't take anything away from Plymouth because they're playing a heck of a game.
Oh, by far.
I'm in the process of putting together a history of Plymouth Bobcat football. I've been able to go back to find the first schedule, which was in 1897. And they played teams like Franklin, Prep School, New Hampton, Holderness. Actually, in the history, you look back, Princeton and the Ivy Leagues were the first football teams in the country. and it kind of came from there. But it's pretty interesting stuff. I got a lot of work ahead of me, but looking forward to giving everybody a little history of the Bobcat football program.
So officially 4th and 31 here. And a little pooch kick for Trinity. They'll get it down to the Plymouth 26, and we'll just let the clock kill off a few more seconds. But Plymouth will take over.
I'm not sure who that fooled. I don't know who that fooled. I mean,
well, it worked. It got deep. Plymouth will take over their own 26 with 5 seconds on the clock, and you expect Plymouth to take a knee here and head to the locker room.
I would imagine. Then they're going to come out and kick off, but right now they can make that first stop on the opening drive of the second half. That'll be good for Plymouth to keep their momentum going the way it should.
The Bobcats will come to the line, and they will look like they will take the knee here. And they will send it to the locker room to end the first half of play. And a dominant first half by the Bobcats that I don't think anyone here was expecting, as they lead it 25-0 at the break. And really, Coach, Plymouth working on all cylinders right now.
Well, they haven't made mistakes. You know, they haven't fumbled the ball. They haven't thrown an interception. No penalties. They've really done a great job of controlling the game, and as we talked about in the very beginning, that's what they would need to do, is keep that offense of Trinity's off the field. And the thing about an offense where you throw in big play, you rely on kind of big plays, is you don't spend a lot of time on the field if you're successful or unsuccessful. So to have a balance between a running game and a passing game is definitely what teams want, and Plymouth definitely has that right now.
So with that, we have our camera being switched out over on the far side of the field. Thank you, Glenn Mousoff, for helping us again with the cameras this season. But a dominant first half of play. We'll step aside. Here at halftime, it's Plymouth 25, Trinity 0. We'll see you for more action in just a moment here on Pemmy Baker TV. Dan Salzer, Mike Courier back here live at Plymouth Regional High School, set for second half action. And Coach, Plymouth kicking off right to left across your screen. And really, we talked about it before going to break, a game that we weren't expecting so far from either side.
No, not at all. But Plymouth now has to really keep a lid on these guys. This first series of plays for Trinity are going to be important. Plymouth's got to stay on top of them.
Plymouth will kick off, and a little squib go short. Ball is live. Gathered up by Trinity. They'll just fall on it. And Plymouth doing well, not really allowing returns from the Pioneers here today.
Touchdown by Crane.
33, Blaine Hiltz came flying in. If that ball had bounced a little bit more, Blaine had a chance of getting that ball. He came flying in from the sideline.
So Trinity's offense will go to the work. Try to get something going here. Service, throw over the middle, finds his intended target near midfield, and the likes of Connor Bishop, the captain tight end. And a big first down there for the Pioneers.
Well, this is just the kind of thing they're going to have to do. This will open things up a little bit for their offense. They'll allow the quarterback maybe to run if everybody's covered and he's got everybody spread out. So Plymouth's got to put some pressure on the QB here.
Gruppo in motion. Service going to look to air it out again. Lobs it over the middle. Catch it there by Bishop with a fingertips. Back-to-back catches by the senior. And just like that, Trinity deep in Bobcat territory.
That ball was laid out very, very nicely. He ran right to it. Could not have been defended against where it was put.
So again, if you're just tuning in, thank you for joining us here on Pemmy Baker TV. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, we're only live on YouTube today, not channel 1302. Service going to air it out again, this time to the near side. Throw a couple of fingers and nearly picked off.
He threw that a little harder than he needed to, and number 4's hands were up and the ball went through it, hitting a Bobcat player. So.
Right through Malice's hands, and Dom Ciotti kind of signaling, why was that not intercepted, guys? We were right there for it. So just like that, 2nd and 10. Service going to go again through the air. Wide open receiver, and once again, it's Bishop on 3 straight catches. And they're down at the 2. It's 1st and goal.
There's absolutely nobody on him. Fortunately, he fell down because otherwise it was 6 points.
So Trinity taking, well, they were going to take a play out of Plymouth's playbook and go no huddle. Now they'll regroup. A chance for Trinity to get on the board here. Opening seconds of the 3rd quarter. Quarterback keeper, and Service is in for a Pioneer touchdown.
Well, they moved the ball down in less than 2 minutes, and this is what an offense like this can do, and that's how you can hurt you. Now, Plymouth's got to get the ball back and then chug it down the field and put some points on the board, but take up some time because it's Trinity seems to have gotten a new life here.
Yeah, whatever was said in the locker room by the head coaching staff of Rob Cathcart.
Cathcart.
Yes, I will against. Words are hard. It's Saturday.
I know. It's weekend.
It's weekend. After teaching all week, it's gone out the window.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not going. Blah, 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 blah.
It feels like it with what I just said. But yeah, locker room talk working well. This kick is up and good. And now 25-7 lead for the Bobcats here, early action, 3rd quarter.
Well, Plymouth needs to stay with their game. Don't make mistakes. Push straight ahead. Keep it between the tackles. And take time off the clock. Put 7 more on the board.
Now, you mentioned it with kind of controlling the clock. Do you try to slow it down, or you try to stick with exactly what you did in the first half? And
you stick with exactly what you did. If you want to create your own tempo, I think even pushing them with the hurry up is okay too, because as long as you're hanging onto the ball, it's chewing up time. And if you can keep Trinity on their heels defensively, then you're going to be successful.
Get set for the kickoff.
Sometimes you see teams in basketball and in football try to slow things down, and generally what it does is it ruins your tempo and the rhythm that you've gotten, and it can work adversely.
So here's a change. We're going to see Connor Bishop, the senior tight end and linebacker, taking the kick. It was Alex Garand who appeared injured in the first half. And he's going to line up on the knee, on that far hash on your screen as the ball falls off the tee. But Plymouth going to play a little bit more shallow in the reception here. And onside kick is recovered by Trinity.
He recovered his own kick.
Yeah. A Pat McAfee special right there. And Trinity's sideline and fan base are fired up, and rightfully so. Put that on your highlight reel.
First down, Pioneers.
So 1st and 10 Trinity, their second possession here in the second half, trying to really cut into this Bobcat lead as they start at the Plymouth 48-yard line. Service going to go back to the air, looking for the likes of Durepo. Under pressure, 50-50 ball. What's the call? Incomplete.
Boy, I'll tell you, they both had their hands on it. Plymouth put on some good pressure. That ball was out there.
Ben Valenti in the coverage. He was beat a couple of times last week against Kennett. Nearly came down with an interception there, which would have been huge for the Bobcats.
I watched Hussein Osarian trying to, get kids pumped up. Like, come on, boys, it's not over yet. Let's go.
Same formation for the Pioneers. Service going to look down over the middle. Finds the great catch there of Bishop with his hands through traffic. And they are clicking on all cylinders offensively, are the Pioneers.
Well, Plymouth's going to have to come up with something right now because they're not stopping them much.
Wondering if they were going to go to the air because that was kind of the Achilles heel of Plymouth last week, even though it was a 50-18 win. They struggled on the deep ball, and it's showing the weakness here. Service in the shotgun. Checking down his receivers. Going to roll out. Flag in the backfield.
We got a hold on 75.
Oh, and nearly intercepted, too.
We got a hold on 75.
Oh, right into the hands of Brody Russo, who's frustrated he couldn't hold on to that, but... All right, Coach, holding here.
Yeah, I could see that happening. He was getting beaten. He was turning as he was turning. He just reached out and grabbed him.
So wait for the official call here.
It's a normal tendency, but it hurts you more than it helps you, certainly.
So with that 1st and 20 now for the Pioneers, and see if that will kind of spark some action in the Bobcat defense. Try to stop this little slant of momentum for Trinity. Think back to last year's game, Friday night matchup between these two squads, Plymouth prevailing, but it was a barn burner, and it's just a battle through the air at times. Shaping up that way here in the second half. And a whistle.
Got another
and
flag.
Delay of game on the offense.
That doesn't help you.
If you're a Bobcat fan, it will definitely help you. 1st and 25. Back across the 40 at the 41 of the Bobcats. Trinity in the shotgun once again. Mouth in motion. Service. Quarterback keeper nearly got wrapped up by Russo in the backfield. Wide open, but overthrown on the target on that far side is the likes there of James Leonard.
The key was that the set man comes in and he stops, and that every time they've done that, the quarterback has rolled right. So it's either a run or a pass situation, and his receiver was wide open. So again, Bobcats got lucky on that one.
Very much so. Leonard, the senior tight end, was just standing with no one within 10 yards of him. High snap. Service under pressure. Escapes one tackle. Avoids another. Bounces off of Legacy. Still on his feet. And across the Bobcat 25. And this will make it a reasonable 3rd and 9.
Bobcats had a couple shots at him. They're putting some pressure on him. But again, this kid's a good athlete, and he can scramble, and he just proved it on that one.
And now this makes it really a very manageable 3rd down from plays we've seen so far here in the second half. 9 minutes to go, and a whistle, and a timeout taken by Trinity. So surprised by that, but as they burn a timeout early on here. 8:59 to go, 3rd quarter. And Coach, do you go what's been working? Are you going back through the air here if you're Trinity?
Oh, Trinity's got to stay in the air.
Yeah.
They can't run against Plymouth, I don't think, tackle to tackle for sure. And their advantage is their team speed, where they get outside. And they get outside, then there's possibilities of pass and run. And Plymouth's put on some decent pressure, but they haven't been able to get to them quite yet.
So how could Plymouth try to fix that secondary right now that's getting beat?
Well, keep everybody in front of them, but I think coach will probably have them doing some stunting, try to put a little extra pressure on the quarterback to get to him.
We'll see what happens here. 3rd and 9. Out of the Trinity first charge timeout. Duepo on the near side as a wide receiver. High snap. Under pressure as you spoke. Duepo with the reception. Valenti is going to spin him about 3 times, and he'll be just shy of the sticks. So we'll see what Plymouth can do here to get the stop. You see Aiden Bryant, the senior, defensive tackle, checking into the game. Here comes Cooper Mack, number 81, and waiting on the substitutions.
We got somebody uncovered. Okay, there we go.
A lot of confusion. Throw out. That one. Ooh, where's the spot for the reception? With the knee down.
Did he catch it?
They're saying he caught it.
Okay.
It hit the ground.
Whoa, some talk here from the officials. They're going to give him the first down.
It hit the ground.
Whoa.
I think Coach Sanborn's questioning that call.
Yeah, he's yelling right now. But 1st and 10 Trinity, no huddle. High snap again, throw out right, a missile over the middle, and is caught for a touchdown by Connor Bishop. That was an absolute rocket through traffic.
And he was covered pretty well.
So back-to-back drives after the onside kick that was recovered by Bishop, who was kicking. And he ends up with a touchdown reception, 8:06 to go. And we got ourselves a ball game, 25-13. And they're going to go for it here, it looks like, for the 2-point conversion attempt.
Well, Plymouth can't get too rattled at this point. They're still ahead 25-13. And they've got to go back to their game when they get the ball. And, that onside kick, they still haven't stopped Plymouth in terms of running with the football. They got that onside kick where they got the ball back again. But if Plymouth gets the ball and can run their offense the way they've been running it, they're going to chew that clock up and put more points on the board. So Plymouth can't get too worried or excited. They got to stay focused on the ball and do what they've been doing.
Timeout on the field. I did not see or hear who called it. I would assume it would be Plymouth. Just looking at the matchup here with Trinity going for it with a 2-point conversion. And if that's correct, both teams have 2 timeouts remaining here in the game.
Well, you're looking at 12 points and 10 points, so you're still going to they have to score twice if Plymouth doesn't score again. To tie it, they'd have to get a touchdown and a field goal. So we'll see what happens.
Again, the chess match continues. So now they're going to go for the field goal attempt with Bishop. The extra point attempt, I should say, going for the kick. And he'll drill that through the uprights. And a 25-14 Bobcat lead is now here in the home opener. And a complete shift in the first part of this third quarter so far, Coach.
Yeah, well, again, that first series, if they'd stopped him in the first series, I don't think we'd have seen all this. But Trinity's gone to their strength now. They've said the heck with trying to run the football because we haven't had much success there. Now let's give our quarterback time back in the formation he's in and the shotgun and let him have some time to throw the football. And he's got some good receivers and got some decent speed, so they're just taking advantage of their strength. And Plymouth's struggling a little in the secondary, so they've got to get a little more pressure somehow to get the quarterback to rush things.
So we'll see how Plymouth plays this kickoff. Trinity tries to go for something special once again.
I think our front line on the receiving team was a little asleep at the wheel. Not expecting it. I didn't expect it.
I wasn't
either.
expecting it, yeah. Crane and Ciotti back for the kickoff. Simeon Crane at his own 26. Dances past one. Gets up near the 40. It'll be tackled at the 42. What a good Crane, or a good return there for the Crane.
Yeah, that was a nice job. He had no blockers over there with him at all. It was he and a bunch of white shirts. So he did a nice job getting what he got out of that.
Simeon Crane, the sophomore's first touch of the ball here this afternoon. 1st and 10 Plymouth.
I think he's the 5th Crane boy that's been through Plymouth High School. They have a legacy of being good, tough-nosed kids and hard players, and hopefully Simeon will keep up with his bros.
Sanborn will get the call from the sideline and break the huddle now. Officially starting at the 42. Valenti to the left side and tackled about the neck. Gain of looks like 6 on the play. No marking for 5. So you wonder if Plymouth will try to air it out as well. We haven't seen Sanborn really go for a legacy like we saw last week a bunch of times.
Well, I think if they can't stop the run, that's what they need to stick with. And I was a quarterback. I love throwing the football.
There's the run with Ciotti. He'll get the first down and more across midfield, and they'll stop him at the Trinity 45.
Ciotti on the carry.
I like winning better than throwing the ball.
Exactly.
First down, Bobcat.
Stats are great, but if it's not in the win column, it doesn't mean anything.
Right. You know, I can remember running a play over and over and over again back in the Chuck Lenahan days. And, you know, Coach, why don't you mix it up? He says, well, they can't stop it.
Yeah.
And if you can't stop it, then you stay with what you got.
Handoff, Russo. Couple of yards after contact, a rush of about 3 there for Brody.
Brody Russo on the carry.
Trinity getting pretty fired up here.
And we can't hear it, but you can hear it through the broadcast with our microphone, with our camera on the far side. Right over the Trinity bench. Second and 7. Handoff again near side. Valenti dancing, and
Looks like a first down.
we'll see what the mark is. They're going to say, line judge says it's a first down, and now they agree. And another Bobcat first down.
First down, Bobcat.
Shout out Plymouth State picking up another win here today on the road in MASCAC action at Bridgewater State. They go to 3-0 in their season. Oh, nearly too many defensive players in for Trinity. A lot of shouting happening to get a player off. First and 10 Bobcats. Legacy in motion. Blockers out ahead of Russo, who continues to drive north-south. This way is definitely north-south. And they'll give him
Brody
about 8 on the
Russo
carry.
Brought down by Bishop.
This is their recipe right now. And they stick with the recipe, and they'll bake the cake.
Well, cake sounds good right now.
We're looking at 5 minutes in the third quarter, and a couple more minutes, maybe putting the ball in the end zone to get up again, and it'll force Trinity to take a few more chances to play catch-up.
Quarterback keeper design play for Sanborn on the jet sweep motion from Logan Marsh, and he is stuffed.
Well, they can get excited about that, but he had a first down.
Yeah.
Sanborn.
They'll get him backwards, but forward progress, first down.
The tall, skinny guys
First down,
that are up
Bobcats.
like that tend to get picked up and driven back, but he had certainly gotten more than enough for a first down.
Puts Plymouth at the Trinity 23-yard line. Here, just under 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Plymouth leading 25-14 in the home opener. Again, reminder next week, homecoming week for the Bobcats. Plymouth will take on Kingswood, 1 p.m. right here from George C. Zulius Field. Again, action all week long. Volleyball on Monday, boys soccer on Tuesday, field hockey Thursday, boys soccer on Friday, and then leading up to football on Saturday here at home. Another rushing play for Valenti, a modest gain of a couple of yards.
Brought down by Mouth.
Mouth in on the tackle, number 4. Here goes Plymouth, just taking their time, trying to chew up as much clock as they can here in the second half. Stone, the receiver, up top of your screen.
In his speed sweep.
Handoff for Taylor Russo. Waiting to get some blockers ahead. He'll get about 4 on the carry.
It looks like there should have been a right guard pulling and didn't get there because the tackle was made with a defensive end that nobody touched. But it's still, they got 2 downs to get that first down. So
makes it 3rd and 3 inside the red zone.
the block on that defensive end would have probably secured a touchdown.
Jumbo package again. Valenti jumps over defender. Still on his feet. Inside the 5 and tackled at the 2. Nearly in for a Plymouth touchdown. So 1st and goal Bobcats here. And this is the answer that Plymouth desperately needed in the second half. Very quiet Hillside right now, Coach.
It'll perk up hopefully in a couple of minutes, in 30 seconds or so. Just got to hang on to that football now. They need to put this one in. No need to stoke the fires of Trinity.
Handoff, Valenti, why not? Keeps going to what's working. Valenti gets another touchdown for Plymouth.
Great drive by Plymouth. Exactly what they needed.
Touchdown scored by number 23, Ben Valenti.
Trinity. They went with their strength. They did a great job doing that. And hats off to Coach Sanborn and his offensive players. And now defense will step up and do their job.
Stone here for the extra point attempt.
Come on,
good
baby.
snap this time. Low kick, and it is good. Just sneaks over. And a 32-14 Bobcat lead here at home in week 3 of the season. So glad you could all tune in with us here on Pemmy Baker TV. Live on our YouTube channel. So far, from what we can tell, about 450 viewers today. So thank you to all that are tuning in. Thank you to all the restaurants that also show the game around the area. Appreciate your support.
Well, Trinity now has to score 3 times and in order to win. And Plymouth just needs to, I think if they stop them on this series, I think Plymouth will be in very good shape to go down again and score. Trinity has not been able to stop the Plymouth offense all day long.
No, but how can Plymouth secondary hold on from the passing game that's been so dominant by Trinity and that of Oliver Service, the senior quarterback?
Well, one of the head coaches I worked with for a number of years used to talk about all the things that can happen when you throw the football. So,
true.
And the quarterback has a good, strong arm. He has a tendency to overthrow a little bit, so you just never know. Good pooch kick there.
Goes to Tuepo at the 23. Gets some blockers out in front. Has some room over the middle of the field at the 50 and tackled in Bobcat territory. And Trinity setting up in short field position for their next drive. Repo doing well here this afternoon offensively for the Pioneers. Trinity will break the huddle. They're going to go with that big package.
Oh, this is interesting. They're going into the Bay City T.
Yeah. Handoff. Malith near side. Gain of about 8 on the carry. Simeon Crane in on the tackle, as you hear there. 90 seconds to go, third quarter. Clock continuing to run. All right, I am surprised that going with this jumbo package right now, Coach. No wide receivers.
They end up getting 2 backs blocking the lead guy.
There it is there once again. Cooper Legacy with Taylor Russo and a few others in on the tackle. It is enough for a Pioneer first down. Dylan Braley will check in, number 56, to the defensive line.
Well, if you see success with this, the way they're running it right now, you beware of the quarterback keep because you get all the momentum going one way. It's a little too soon for that probably, but I would keep that in the back of my mind.
Clock under a minute to go. Again, getting some blockers and some run, but secondary stepping up. See Logan Marsh in on the tackle. First real play he's had that we've seen. Good to see him get some playing time here in the second half after that injury he received last week. Again, going to the near side and sticking to the ground for the Pioneers.
Well, we're going to finish the quarter here. 32-14 Plymouth.
All right, there's the whistle to end the third quarter of play. So Pioneers come out aggressive, get 2 touchdowns on back-to-back drives after an onside kick recovery. And they made a ball game. Plymouth not getting too antsy, sticking to the game plan, answer back with a touchdown of their own. As we head to the final 12 minutes, it's Plymouth 32, Trinity 14 here on Pemmy Baker TV. Back to start the fourth quarter. Dan Salzer alongside Mike Courier. 3rd and 1 situation for the Pioneers. Quarterback keeper design play. Trying to get to the sticks. Valenti can't get him in time as Service will get the first down.
The keeper pushed out of bounds by Valenti.
That's the other thing, too, with running that offense the way it is. You got 3 blockers additional to your line people in front of the quarterback, who's probably your best runner. But the one thing you're doing on the ground is chew up the clock. So
it's only helping Plymouth. You read my mind. Shift doesn't work defensively. Malith with a handoff. Number 4 shakes off one defender with a stiff arm and dives forward for a couple of extra yards.
We got a Trinity player who's 62. I think he's all right. But,
J.P. Farron, one of the captains.
Coach is trying to get them to get a little pep in their step. And
urgency the call there for Trinity. 2nd and 5. Again, Service thought about airing out onto the run game himself and is pushed out near the 10. It'll be another Trinity first down.
Pushed out of bounds by Brody Russo.
Well, I think, I'm watching the Trinity kids, and they're limping. 62 is limping, and they're a little bit slow getting back and forth to the line of scrimmage, getting back to the huddle.
A talented team, but not as many numbers depth-wise as Plymouth has on their sideline. So
I think I looked at 36 kids from Trinity.
service under center. Quarterback keeper on the option. Throw over the middle. Maleth with a catch and a Pioneer touchdown. If they signal it, we're waiting for it.
Well, they're saying incomplete now.
Oh, they are. I thought, okay. Never mind. Incomplete pass.
Intended for Maleth.
You only get one bounce pass.
I thought he was able to bring that one down.
That was a well-run play action. They did a nice job on that.
See, even with binoculars at our distance and glasses, nothing's working for me.
I'm looking at the Plymouth players going, no catch, no catch. So
Yeah.
Figure they were a little closer
That's the
than we were.
gamemanship inside of it.
Yeah.
Trying to draw a call as well, but it worked. 2nd and 10. From the 12-yard line of the Bobcats. Service in the shotgun. Maleth in motion again, and Plymouth will jump offside.
Flag down on the plate.
This time, did the offense get it to work? No, false start on the offense.
Smart play by the Plymouth kid. Go across and make that contact. But again, that was the play with the wide guy coming in and setting up, so things were going to be going to the left on that. It was to the wide side of the field as well. So.
2nd and 15. Service going to look to air it out. Throws to the near side, and it's off the fingertips of Drepo. And it'll fall incomplete.
Services passes
A little behind him, and it was high.
I mean, there was some pulling on the jersey, but not enough for a flag, clearly.
It'll be 3rd down
But
and 15.
he might have been able to embellish that a little bit more.
Let's hear you on that
acting
hill.
on it against cornerback Ben Valenti.
3rd down.
3rd and 15.
I'm predicting the slant pass with number 2 right now.
Mark it on your bingo cards there, folks.
Nope.
Over the middle and high from Service and 4th down.
Good stick
Services
by
pass is incomplete.
Taylor Rousseau on that. Got to the quarterback, too. He ended up on his back. So here we're at 4th down. You come all the way down in your Bay City T formation, and then you go back to this. That always baffles me when you go away from what got you there. The play action out of that T was very well run. I'm surprised they hadn't gone back to that.
Ball hadn't been spotted as Trinity was breaking the huddle. 4th and 15. Clock stopped. 10:54 to go in regulation. In the shotgun. Service. 3-step drop. Pocket collapsing. Has to scramble. Take off running. Runs into Ben Valenti and a turnover on downs for the 3rd time today.
Service on the keeper.
Well, he was never going to make that yard marker. Well, good for Plymouth.
Turnover on downs.
Plymouth kids did a nice job on that. Evidently, the coverage was good, and they put some pressure on him, so he had to make a decision like that.
Again, yeah, pressure, really a 3-man front coming and able to collapse that pocket and force him out. Brings up 1st and 10 Plymouth deep in their own territory, but clock management on their side. 10:46 to go, 4th quarter.
Speed sweep formation.
Handoff in Legacy, his first touch this afternoon. And driving his legs, keeping him turning over. And Legacy with a 13-yard run.
Legacy with the carry.
Again, after having 3 touchdown receptions last week, Legacy really kept quiet here today.
Well, they've gotten some great running between Valenti and Rousseau. They've really banged some yards out here.
See if they can do some more of that here on this next play. He'll come in motion, fullback handoff with Valenti. He'll get tackled from behind, but still driving forward for an extra 8 yards. And another Bobcat first down.
That's good for another Bobcat first down.
Plymouth out to their own 37-yard line. And again, it's that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. Cooper Mack coming off the field, number 81. Again, shout out Logan Libby, the captain, one of the captains this year for Plymouth, starting center. Handoff, Russo with some running room and more across the 30 and pulled out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
It was a nice job. He popped that outside where there's plenty of running room, and a great job done by Russo and that offensive line making it happen.
I'd love to see the numbers come next week from the rushing game from Brody Russo.
Defense, deep. Come on, fellas. Keep playing.
Trinity really needing a stop here. Clock going to become an issue for them quickly. Barquin, wide receiver on the right side of the line. Handoff Valenti, who's hit right away, shakes off a defender. Some good protection, but who was in there? That was Mateo, number 75, who nearly stopped Valenti in the backfield.
Still picked up 4. We'll take it. We'll take it. Ben keeps those legs driving. He spins, and he's a big, strong kid.
Second and 6, just outside the red zone. Oh, fumbled on the handoff. Ciotti looked like he was able to recover. And that's one of the few errors. We had a botched handoff last week at Kennett that resulted in a turnover.
It was hard to see. I'm not sure if Ciotti's hands were right there. It looked like a grab more than a pocket for a handoff, but hard to tell.
So a loss of 2 in the play. It's 3rd and 8. Complete silence on the hillside right now. Letting the offense try to work here. Low snap, handoff. Valenti has some blocking and some running room up the left side on the draw, across the 10 and tackled at the 5. And Bobcats threatening to score yet again.
I'll tell you, if I had to plow a field, Valenti was my lead horse, I'll tell you. That boy just drags him with him.
One of the many over the last few decades that fills that role for the Bobcats. First and goal from the 5. Sanborn under center. Handoff, and why not? Dropping the shoulder and diving in is Taylor Rousseau to join in on the scoring. 38-14 Bobcats here, 7:19 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And again, they set up with more of a power to the right and ran it back to the left, which was a good job. Good call.
We're going to go for the 2-point conversion. And don't really need insurance here, but obviously coach knows better than what we do. And looks like a timeout on the field taken by Plymouth. Their second charge timeout. So we'll step aside, 7:19 to go. We wait for the extra point attempt or the 2-point conversion, but it's 38. Back here, Plymouth Regional High School in the foothills of White Mountains, getting ready for this 2-point conversion attempt. Sanborn under pressure, a little pop, and it's intercepted in the end zone, and there's no chance of a return. So another failed conversion for Plymouth. Special teams has been the biggest factor for Plymouth this afternoon, but nevertheless, Plymouth leading 38-14 right now, Coach.
Well, he had no blocking either. He was getting rushed by a guy, and he just threw the ball towards the two receivers that Plymouth had, but he threw it to the guy in the white.
Yeah, wrong color.
But that's all right. We're looking at 38-14 with 7 minutes, 19 seconds in the game, and it's all on Trinity at this point. Plymouth just needs to play tough, hard-nosed football, get the ball back, grind it down, and they'll have another W.
Yeah, you got to think it's 4-down territory the rest of the way for Trinity, no matter what, and going to the air. Passes of at least 10, 15 yards, if not longer, have been really effective for the Pioneers here in the second half.
Yeah. Well, if you look at what happened last time, they ran that T and went all the way down the field and didn't score. So they chewed up the clock and then didn't score. You know, it's one thing if you score, at least you got that out of it.
Well, Service and Durepo back to receive the kickoff here. See where this kick goes from Stone. A squib kick goes short. Did not go. No, it did go 10 yards, but we'll see where they caught it.
Yeah,
so,
it looks like he's going to be on the. I keep wanting to say the 55-yard
I know. No, that's
Sarah Sanborn.
Yeah, that's for Sarah Sanborn.
Yeah.
Again, if you're just tuning in, you missed our pregame. The grounds crew here, Plymouth Parks, painting the initials of Sarah Sanborn and Alex Hutchins at midfield, and the Bobcat colors for Sarah and the Plymouth PD colors for Chief Hutchins. As they continue their recoveries over at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center, as you'll have a re-kick here, back 5 yards.
So it must have been an offside.
Yeah, someone was offside. I didn't see a flag come out, but we'll do it again here. See if Plymouth decides to now kick it deep this time. Win in favor of Plymouth. Going left to right across your screens at home. They do get it over the head. Oh, there's a lot of confusion.
I don't want it. You want it.
Durepo is going to pick it up at his own 10. Run to the near side. Still has some running room and blockers out in front. Oh, he could have turned the corner. But, that could have been a lot worse for Trinity.
Well, that was a very, very well-kicked ball. I mean, it went right, left, right, didn't go out of bounds. Took a bobble, and then the receivers, nobody knew who.
Ted didn't know who's going to take it.
You got to communicate back there. You know, I got it or you got it or whatever. But
well, either way, Trinity will start at their own 27-yard line. 7:11 remaining in the fourth quarter. See if Plymouth goes in the prevent defense. Legacy hustling off the field to avoid the flag. Plymouth backing off in their coverage here. High snap, nearly fumbled. Handoff going to the likes of Lamb. Number 21, I believe. There's a slow Trinity player to get back up. And it's Farron again, number 62.
I think he's gotten beaten up pretty good. He's been limping a little bit. We got number 81 coming off the field. Cooper Mack.
Cooper Mack coming off the field. Same with Aiden Bryant. Getting the right personnel grouping out there. Maleth, the wide receiver, at the top of your screen. Throw out here to Bishop. He'll get about 15 on that catch. Across the 40 for the Pioneers.
Service complete to Bishop.
Service really staying poised in the pocket. Trinity gonna need to work quicker here. Clock approaching 6.5 minutes. Throw out into the flat. Durepo was hoping that Bishop was going to run downfield, and Bishop just kind of stepped out of his way as they collided.
I should try to keep him in bounds. I think they did.
Brought down by Assyrian.
Yes, clock's still ticking. Keep him on the field, baby.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 here for the Pioneers. But smart play defensively.
Get lined up.
Keep it ticking away. Dripo on the bottom of your screen. Bishop in motion. Watch for him to be the target. A handoff instead to Lamb in the back, and he has absolutely nowhere to go. A loss of at least 2 on the carry.
That was a nice big old bear hug from number 66, Hussein Asarian. He greeted him right up top, straight up. Nice job by him.
Asarian, one of the kids in my advisory, our homeroom. Fantastic student, fantastic athlete.
Love it when they play with emotion.
Yes. Service, back to throw, off his back leg, finds his target, dancing around. Is Alexa Dripo there?
I don't think he's going to get the first down because he danced back and hadn't
So
been down.
He'll be shy of about a yard. They gave him that forward progress, but it's just over midfield.
Well, I mean, Plymouth's playing soft because they don't want anybody to get behind them. So, you know, we'll take that.
So 4th and 1 now for Trinity. Bobcat side of the field. Service. Under center. Gonna drop back to throw. Gonna air it out. Dripo, the intended target. It will fall incomplete. Good coverage by Valenti. And another turnover on downs.
That was overthrown as well. You know, that's the thing I can't understand, but maybe I shouldn't say anything. But why not get the first down and keep it going? I mean, he's been very successful with the out or the hook pass plays. That would keep it going. Now the Bobcats need to just chug in another touchdown. And
so Plymouth going to choose some clock. Trinity does have 2 timeouts remaining, if I've run the computer correctly here today. Handoff. Russo dances over one defender and tackled by 4 Pioneer players, and a gain of 12 on the carry.
I would. Well, he's bringing in his 2s now.
Yeah.
But I would think yards per carry, they've probably got to be somewhere around 7 yards per carry on an average, I would think, today.
I would think more. They've been around 9.5, if not more, for the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely near a first down a carry.
This is the other thing. You get these kids at the 2s, chance to play game time against a good team.
Braden Guay, the quarterback, the freshman quarterback.
Darren Keefe hit that hole pretty quick.
He did. Keefe, the sophomore. I joked about Braden, having too much time in my study hall. He called me out on it this week on Tuesday. It was either Monday or Tuesday. He's like, "Can I hit the gym?" I was like, "No, I was just joking." So at least he's watching film. But it's great. They had a hard game on Thursday against Manchester West in their freshman game. Falling short, first loss to Manchester West in a long time, but size difference in that one is what I'm told. But getting some points, getting that experience is huge for these 2nd and 3rd stringers as they'll work down on the carry here for Simeon Crane.
Another first down.
Approached 3 minutes and counting to go. Fans starting to head for the exits as Plymouth looking to move to 3-0 in the young season here in 2025.
Brandon's not a real big guy, is he?
He is not.
It's okay. great things.
Braden is listed at 5'5", 130, but he is a freshman. But he's always studied film, as Todd Austin said last week on our broadcast, was there to help with the team in summer workouts when Cavan wasn't available and a few other guys weren't available as quarterbacks. So has no problem stepping up, playing with the big boys, and has shown that with his confidence here in the first 3 games of the season and the time he's been able to play.
Well, he's handling the ball well. He came over to the sideline quickly. It looks like he's on top of everything, and that's great. You know, getting that experience, and you just never know. I've had friends back in the day would grow like 4 to 5 inches over a summer, so you never can tell.
Adams, the new center. Way handoff. This one going to Jolin, who's been solid here in relief in latter parts of games here in the first 3 weeks.
I ran into him in the hallway. I told him I'd give a shout out to him. So here's to you, buddy. Nice run.
And a gain of 2, just outside the 10. Minute 45 and counting, but really we look at this, a tale of 2 halves for sure, Coach. But Plymouth getting that dominant start, getting out 25-0 at half, really set the tone and allowed Plymouth to control the clock here today. Sanborn with a carry. Wesley Sanborn, the sophomore.
Well, this has been a great game for Plymouth. They really stuck to their game plan. They made it happen. They didn't get antsy. They didn't worry. They played their game and did a nice job.
So we look at things for Plymouth coming up. Get to that after this play here in 3rd and 2. Yes, Jolin going to charge in for a Bobcat touchdown, pulling his inner Valenti out. And another 6 points for the Bobcats with 40 seconds to go, and it's 44-14.
Well, it's one of those things, too. You got your younger guys in there, freshmen and sophomores in there playing, and they put together a drive against a good Trinity team, and they scored. So, they scored another 6 points. It's not to be considered anything but just playing the game.
I'll go for it here. 2-point conversion. Guay with the handoff. And Jolin going to cap it off with 2 more points of his own.
Running for second high scorer on the team. I don't know. That's 8 points for him right there.
So 46-14 with 40 seconds to go. When we look at the road ahead, Coach, Plymouth going to take on Kingswood next week. Kingswood with that dominant win over Bow last night, 27-7. They're 2-1 on the year. Their only loss being to this Trinity team last week, 42-14 on the road. But then for Plymouth after that, for the homecoming game, then you're at Bow and at Pembroke, 2 teams you think Plymouth should win. But then you hit the tough end of the schedule. You've got Souhegan here at home on the 18th, the team that knocked off Pelham, won the state championship, knocked off Plymouth in the semifinals, got redemption in that game. You go to Merrimack Valley on the 24th of October for your final Friday night game, and then St. Thomas here. And that St. Thomas Souhegan teams are going to be a big test for Plymouth heading into the postseason.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. St. Thomas, I'm not sure if they're as good as they were last year or not. Remains to be seen. Souhegan, most definitely. They're tough. They're the West has got some strong teams, and
Pelham dominating as well. They're 3-0 after their win last night at home against Hanover, 55-7. They've given up 13 points. No, correction. They've given up 15 points total this year and have scored 40 or more. Souhegan, they've only given up points to St. Thomas in their season opener in back-to-back 35-0 shutouts at Conval and against John Stark yesterday. So, again, those offenses are clicking.
Yeah. Again, Plymouth putting themselves in a good position. I think that you're going to hear more from this Trinity team. They've got talent. I think they tried to do too many different things at different times, which may have impeded their ability to create some kind of rhythm. But I think they've got some definite talent. The quarterback's great. He needs to be get the ball down a little bit more. He's got great receivers.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely. Connor Bishop.
Yeah.
Senior making some spectacular fingertip catches at time, but also in traffic. As Trinity's just going to take a knee here and not risk it. A little surprised by that, but kind of, as you said and alluded to a few times here today, Coach, that a lot of getting beat up in the trenches. Why risk getting another injury? You've got a long season still ahead of you. This is only week 3. But Plymouth going to come away victorious here in the home opener with a final score of 46-14. Plymouth moving to 3-0. Trinity falling to 2-1. We talked about the run game. We talked about Plymouth really controlling in the trenches. But what would you say is the biggest thing that stands out to you from today's game for both sides?
Well, what I liked seeing from Plymouth was when Trinity started to come back, and we're talking 25-14. I mean, the winds had shifted a bit, and the Plymouth kids didn't panic. They stayed right to the game plan. Coach had them, well coached, and they just kept chugging, doing what they do best, and that was great on their part. They didn't make mistakes. They didn't fumble the ball. I mean, I think there was one fumble on a handoff, but other than that, there was nothing. There were no interceptions other than the 2-point conversion, which doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So Plymouth played pretty much errorless football. And Trinity, on the other hand, I think they have a lot of weapons, and I think they have a lot of different looks. But I think that they tried something, then went to something else, back and forth, and I think they may have they never created any kind of a rhythm. And I think that hurt them. But Plymouth certainly showed who was the better team today. And I don't think it's over for Trinity by any means.
No.
They're gonna beat some people, and they're gonna get better as the season goes along.
Yeah, you look at Trinity and their schedule coming up. They'll be at home against Pembroke on next Friday night at 7 p.m. before heading to Merrimack Valley. And then they have a tough October with St. Thomas, then Pelham, both at home, though, so that's helpful for a 1 and 7 o'clock. And then they wrap up the season on the road at Kennett and at Bow. So really good chance for Trinity. You're looking at maybe, depending on that Pelham game, a 7-2 finish for the regular season, which puts them in prime position for a great playoff seed and momentum going into that postseason. Plymouth has a chance. Again, you would say Souhegan is the toughest at the moment opponent on the schedule, looking at it just X's and O's and score lines. But Plymouth has a chance to run the gauntlet and go 9-0 heading into the postseason again.
They do, and again, what I've heard from some of the coaching staff is that they don't have the overall speed that they've had in the past, and generally when you run into a team that physically matches up pretty well, the team that's got better team speed is going to have an advantage. But we'll see. Plymouth kids are always tough. I don't care. I've never been associated with a Plymouth team that wasn't tough as nails, and nobody ever gives up. So these guys are in good shape. They're doing what they got to do, and hopefully they'll get better in certain ways. The special teams is probably going to work a little bit on that kicking game and whatnot. So it'll all come along. It's early in the season yet.
Early in the season, but Plymouth moves to 3-0. That's going to do it for us here this afternoon. Coach, thank you for joining us here in the booth. I know you got a lot of obligations this season, but we hope you can join us once again, a few more times at least. But for Coach Courier, myself, Dan Salzer, final score for the final time, it's Plymouth Regional 46, Trinity 14. We'll see you next Saturday afternoon, homecoming game against Kingswood at 1 p.m. right here on Pemmy Baker TV. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.